Welcome back to Tap the Craft Podcast, where we help you drink craft beer with a little more knowledge and a whole lot more appreciation. I'm Denny Lewis, coming to you from Boise, Idaho.
And I'm Chris McKenzie, your partner in craft, checking in from Tampa, Florida. As always, thank you for joining us.
Today, we're tackling one of the most misunderstood processes in brewing, pasteurization. For some beer fans, it's almost a four-letter word. For others, it's an essential tool for producing consistent, stable beer that can travel thousands of miles without losing quality.
We'll take a look at the history behind Louis Pasteur's groundbreaking discoveries, explain how pasteurization works, compare tunnel and flash pasteurization, and talk about where this process fits into today's craft brewing landscape.
And we'll also dig into the equipment, from the compact systems that fit smaller breweries to the massive automated pasteurizers used by regional and national producers, and what kind of investment it takes to bring one into a brewery.
By the end of the episode, you'll understand why some breweries swear by pasteurization, why others avoid it, and why the answer isn't nearly as black and white as many beer drinkers think.
Yeah, so this is a topic that I've kind of had in the back of my mind for a while because we do mention we've had some guests on that mentioned that we don't pasteurize our beer, so we have to be blah blah blah, you know. So I
Sure.
thought, what a good topic to dive into and do a deep dive into to understand what exactly it is, you know, and why breweries do it, or why aren't all breweries doing it, and also talk about the equipment. Right? We've heard that. I can't remember who was on, but oh no, it wasn't. It was actually when I was at Jim Dandy's
Mm.
this last week. Yeah, I think it was mentioned that that if they were able to pasteurize their beer, then they would be able to provide all these beers that they do with fruit and some other things that they don't they only serve on site because they don't want to have a chance of having a can rupture
Yeah.
and or having it change over time. So, but they said we don't have the money to buy a pasteurizer. So that made me think, well, what does it cost to buy a pasteurizer, and what kind are there? And so that's why we're doing this topic. So there we go. We're doing pasteurization. And what's funny is I always thought that pasteurization was started for milk and stuff,
Yeah.
but it seems like it was actually started for alcohol.
What?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to give too much away, but it's pretty interesting. So, all right. Well, Chris said he's thirsty. Nothing's in our glass right now because we're going to do a couple tastings.
Empty.
It's empty. So let's get this show started. Before we get too far into it, we always want to let anyone new listening to Tap to Craft Podcast know what we're all about. We are an educational podcast focused around celebrating all things craft beer because we want to assist you, our listener, along in your craft beer journey and adventures. And you are listening to episode 313. And this is actually the very first episode of season 13.
Oh, the luckiest season, by the way.
Yes, the luckiest season. And we are recording on Monday, July 20th, 2026. And we are recording live on Facebook. And if you would like to join us on the Monday prior to release at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we would like for you to join us during the recording and interact with us. We love having you guys watch along with us. Now, Chris, let's get this conversation started because we're both thirsty. So let's get into our beer tasting number one.
Parched.
And this is a special beer. It's from Wander Back Beerworks. And,
It
we
sure
already had
is.
them. Yeah, we already had them on the show. And Chris and I have done nothing but just talk about how great their beer is. And we know that we have a listener in the Tampa area that is able to get Wander Back. And he was kind enough to provide Chris and I with some Wander Back beer. So thank you, Eric. I'll just say that. I won't
Yeah, thank
go
you.
into any details. I'll just say thank you. You are a great friend and listener. And this is the Matchday German Pilsner. Comes in at 4.7% ABV and it's 25 IBUs. So, Chris, I'm going to get my beer out. You want to read the little saying here that they have about the beer?
Yeah, so we've got Pitch Perfect Pilsner. Match Day is our premium Pilsner that is pitch perfect for watching the match. As always, brewed with Rabbit Hills malts. This time with pills, wheat, raw barley, and a dash of chilium. Match Day has a soft finish to keep you crushing it all match long. Appropriately hopped with Saphir, Sauce, Middle Fruit, and a bit of Magnum, Match Day is ready to be spilt when you jump up and yell "Goal!" Well, not anymore. That's kind of
That's
over
over.
right now.
Thank goodness. 4 more
Oh,
years before we got to go through it again.
oh, funny, I said the exact same thing. Tina rolled her eyes at me.
Oh, I don't know. I've just never really been in. My whole thing is, if you want to watch some of these matches, you just need to wait until extra time, and then that's all the action is in extra time. I feel like.
And you know what? I just learned that they call it extra time. I learned that today.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh. Well, I was a bit, more up on it than you were, I guess.
apparently. Yeah, I was too busy waiting for hockey season to start in
Ah,
73 days, but who's counting?
73 days. Nice, nice. All right. Well, one thing I have to say is, man, the beer pours beautifully. It does have a little bit of a haziness to it. It's not perfectly clear, but he also said he doesn't filter his beers, right? When he was on, I think it's just natural suspension, but it doesn't matter if it's not perfectly clear or not because the beer tastes fantastic. The head, pure white head.
Hmm.
Man, every time I poured this beer, I just look at the head and it's just pure white. I mean, that's incredible head. A beautiful beer to look at and smell. And you do get you get a lot of aroma in this beer. I don't know if Chris can smell it as well,
Part of it. I
but yeah,
did smell a little bit.
you get the yeast character in there, some esters. You get the Saz hops in there. You get a little bit of that herbal spiciness, and you get a little bit of fruitiness in the back in there too. I mean, there's so much going on in this beer that when you take a whiff, you're like, wow, just it smells great. Um, I will say that this isn't the first time I've had this beer. I think I've had this is my fourth one. I've really been enjoying this beer a lot, but I
Yeah.
wanted to talk about it on the show while Chris had some as well, so we could talk together about it. Is this the first one you've had,
This will
Chris?
be my first one.
Okay,
So
so let's take a sip and we'll talk about what we taste.
you know what? When we were talking to Tom Everett with
Hmm.
Von Trapp, he said something to us, and we were talking about Pilsners, and he said, I wish it, I don't remember if we were talking about one specifically, but he goes, if that one had a little bit of skunk to it,
Yeah.
it would have made it would have been so much better. And it just blew my mind that taking a flavor that a lot of brewers want to
Hmm.
stay away from, and he wants to have that in a beer on purpose. But I'm not saying that it's in this, but I'm now tasting this and going, I see why that would work.
Yeah. So one thing I will say is it does offload a little bit of sulfur, which is normal for lagers when you first, a lot of times you first pour them, they'll off gas a little bit of sulfur. And all of them ones I've had, the first first few sips, you get a little bit of sulfur in there from from releasing it from the beer. But it's, like you said, it kind of almost adds a little bit of extra stuff in there, and then it clears out, and then it's a super clean
Hmm.
beer. But I agree. Maybe there is some skunkiness to there. I mean, that was deliberately put in. I'm not sure, but there is a little bit of something going on.
Well,
Um,
I was gonna say I would feel like since this was packaged at the end of June, oh yeah, at the end of June, that would be a tough thing to have in there, um, just because. But I do like the way that the hops and the malt play
mhm.
together in this one. That you get a lot of the bready, crackery malt up
Yeah,
front, and then at the
yeah,
very, very end of it, you get that really earthy, just bitter on the back of your palate from the hops, and I really, really enjoy it.
yeah. Exactly. I say the same thing. You get that premium malt character up front, the cracker, the bread crust. I mean, really nice flavor in there. And then, yeah, all the hops kind of play together to give you a little bit, I get a little bit of fruitiness, maybe some pear from the middle fruit, the spiciness uh, from the Saaz hops, little earthy, little herbalness in there as well. But everything plays really nice together, once again, the mouthfeel on all of Wander Back's beers are so incredibly
Refreshing.
refreshing and smooth and crisp. Um, this Pilsner, I think it comes across drier,
Yep.
but it doesn't have as a strong bitterness like some Pilsners have, right? Where the end of the end finish is like a graphite pencil
Yeah.
lead
Yeah.
thing. No, this is super smooth all the way to the end. And you feel you can, I think you can feel some of the yeast and some of the hops in there, but it's balanced out so well that it's just an even keel beer that you can just suck down all day long.
Yeah. I normally when I taste when I crack open a beer, I'm not one to like take a gulp, like gulp after gulp. Like I'll take
Mhm.
a mouthful of it and then I'll swallow it. But like immediately, once this hit my lips, I was ready to just down the entire glass.
Yeah,
It was,
yeah,
and it never tasted it before, but as soon as it hit my palate, my brain just went, keep drinking.
yeah. It's a great beer. In fact, I gave this beer another 5 cap rating. So far, all the Waterback beers I've had have all been 5 cap ratings. These guys, if you're ever in New Jersey, you need to go find their beer because you will not be disappointed. They make some
Nope.
really, really good beer. So, great beer. It's so smooth, balanced, easy drinking. We'll say quaffable. We'll use that word because you could just drink this thing.
I didn't know you heard that. Okay. I didn't know you heard me quaff.
Oh, but yeah, okay. Anything else about this, Chris?
I just wish I could get more of it. I
Yeah,
mean, I have
yeah,
another can of it in the fridge, but it's one of those breweries where I go, man, why does it have to be where I gotta mail order it to get it, or I gotta travel across the country to get it?
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but I guess that's kind of first world problems because
yeah,
I know
yeah,
you and I both have breweries in our local area that have beers just like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got some. I mean, my favorite spot to go here in Boise is Burt's Brewing.
Yep,
I
yep,
just
yep.
can't get enough Burt's. I just wish they were open on Mondays because I had a friend in town, a coworker of mine that we worked with here, and he moved to Ireland. Has been working in
Mm.
Ireland for 5 years, and he came back to visit family, and he was busy, and the only time we had a chance to get together was last Monday, and I said, man, I want to take you to Burt's, but they're closed on Mondays. I can't
Hmm.
take you to Burt's because I think he'd really appreciate the beer, especially lagers. He's a big lager fan, so he'd appreciate that. All right, well, let's get on with the show, Chris. And Chris and I would like to thank all of our Patreon supporters because
This
this episode
episode.
is brought to you in part by our satisfied Patreon supporters like Bill Schlimmer, Amanda and Kevin Argauer, Mike Blanchard, Tara Carlson, Jim Kutzel, Alex Fuchs. These are all of our virtual producers. And we have Tom Byrne, Jeff Seiler, Johan Halberg, Chad Lamassa, Mark Church, Eric Gronley, and Batman Dan, who want to buy us a virtual beer. And you can be like Peter Tim, who wants to toast his hosts. If you enjoy the content we provide, we invite you to support the show by toasting your host or buying us a virtual beer or even becoming a virtual producer. You can explore the options on our support page by visiting patreon.com/taptocraft or taptocraft.com/Patreon. Either one works. Okay, Chris, we got a Beer Speak 101. And Beer Speak 101, this is where we briefly define common and not so common beer terminology. In this episode, we're going to talk about the term Radler. Now, we did early, again, this is our 13th season starting off. Early in season one, I think we talked about different beer cocktails and mixes and blends. And we talked about Radler. But you know what? It's been 12 years. So I thought, let's do a Beer Speak 101 just on what the Radler is. So a Radler is a refreshing beer cocktail made by blending beer, typically a light lager, pilsner, or Helles, with citrus soda or lemonade. The result is a crisp, highly carbonated beverage with lower alcohol content, usually between 2 and 3.5% ABV, making it a popular warm weather drink. Now, I don't know about everyone else, but here in Boise, it's 102 right now. It's been hot here. Rattlers are great for quenching your thirst, and getting a little bit of a slight buzz after you drink four of them, or
Most
five, or
definitely.
six, or a 12 pack. The name Radler comes from the German word cyclist. According to beer folklore, in the early 1920s, a German innkeeper named Franz Xaver Kugler found himself running low on beer after a large group of cyclists stopped at his tavern. To stretch his supply, he mixed the remaining beer with lemon soda, creating a drink that became known as the Radler Mob, or cyclist drink. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So, Kris, how do Radlers fit into the craft beer?
Well, while traditional German radlers use lemonade, today's craft breweries have expanded the style with wide range of fruit flavors, including grapefruit, blood orange, lime, raspberry, pineapple, mango, and passion fruit.
Mm.
And craft brewers often use real fruit juice or fruit puree instead of soda,
Oh,
creating a
wow.
more natural fruit character while maintaining the style's refreshing appeal.
So, um, going back, going back 15 years ago, even 15 to the beginning of the podcast, we were making Radlers as a summertime drink for, sitting outside and cooling off, um, and we were using lemonade, but I like the idea of using fruit puree.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
but
Dan Winch just said that that's rad.
that's rad. That is rad. But yeah, I'm a fan of Radlers. They're just refreshing, and one of my favorites is from, oh gosh, I just forgot the name. It starts with S. It's German.
Schiller.
No, it's gosh, I just drew a total blank. What'd you say it was?
Schiller.
Schiller?
Schiller. It's a white can with orangish.
Spiegel.
Yeah, Spiegel. There we go.
Spiegel. That's what it was. Yeah, yeah. That's a white with a red.
Yeah, the
Um,
grapefruit radler.
yeah, the grapefruit Radler, and that's very good.
Yeah.
I used to drink a lot of those as well. And we would also use, yeah, we use lemonade or we use grapefruit juice, and you kind of find the right mix of what you want for beer to, I was doing like a two beer to one part, soda, not soda, but juice. And that was a good, mix where I get a little bit of juice and maybe even like a quarter, maybe 3 to 1, maybe even two. I was playing with those numbers, and I thought that was a good option to give me a little bit of that fruitiness, but not take away from the beer. Okay. Um, Brewing versus blending. Unlike fruit beers, where fruit is added during fermentation, a radler is commonly blended after fermentation. Brewers produce a finished beer first, then mix it with lemonade, citrus soda, or fruit juice before packaging. This preserves the bright citrus flavors and keeps the beer light and highly drinkable.
Well, we can't just talk about radlers and not talk about the other part of it. The other kind of beer, the shandy. So the terms are often used interchangeably, but there's a subtle distinction. So you've got the radlers. It's traditionally a German style mix of lager and sparkling lemonade. And then there's the shandy, which originated in the UK. It's typically a mix of beer with lemonade, ginger beer, or other soft drinks. So in
Yeah.
today's craft beer world, the names often overlap, and many breweries market similar products under whichever term best fits their branding.
Yeah, yeah. I always thought of the Radler as lemonade or grapefruit juice type stuff, and then
Yeah.
the shandy I always thought of like Sprite, Seven Up, some kind of a citrus soda with the beer. Um, but yeah, yeah, but they're both good. They're
Yeah.
both good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the shandy is what Leinenkugels does, right? They do the
Yes.
soda
Yeah.
and beer mix, and those
Yeah,
are pretty good.
I don't know if it's a soda or what mix, but they're good. They're you can have a few of those hanging out at the river or something.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So here's an interesting craft beer fact. Because of their low alcohol content and thirst quenching character, Rattlers have become one of the fastest growing seasonal offerings in many craft brewery tap rooms. They're especially popular with outdoor enthusiasts, making them a favorite after hiking, biking, kayaking, or a long day in the sun, just as the original cyclists intended over a century ago. Oh, well, they didn't intend. They drank all the beer, and
Yeah.
the poor brewery pub guy had to go and mix it to make it last. So,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, Chris,
I was just saying, just gotta make it last.
got to make it last. Yeah. So go out and try a Rattler or a Shandy. See if it can quench your thirst during summer. So, Chris, we're going to go into the brew buzz, and we'll do
Yep.
this second beer tasting when we finish our beer. We don't
When
want
we
to. I
get
don't want
there,
to
because
rush you.
I'm about right the same with
Yeah,
you. We got,
yeah,
another 5 or 6 ounces left in there.
yeah. And because Chris is recovering from a little illness, I don't want to keep him up too late. I want him to get his rest so he can be fully ready to rock tomorrow.
I have asses to kick tomorrow. Yes. Yes, I do. As do all of us. We have asses to kick. We're gonna make
Uh,
Tuesday our bitch.
that's right. Tuesday's the best, man. I love Tuesdays. Okay, so the Brew Buzz is devoted to discussing various beer-related topics. This episode, we're going to learn all about pasteurization in craft beer, and we're going to do actually a deep dive into the topics. You're going to learn way more than you ever wanted to know about this process. So today, we're diving into a topic that doesn't always get a lot of attention in craft beer circles, but it's one of the most important quality control tools available to breweries. This is pasteurization. Some beer lovers hear the word and immediately think, oh, that's not, or oh, that's what macro breweries do. But the reality is a lot more nuanced. It's a lot more nuanced. Pasteurization isn't about making beer taste industrial. It's about making beer stable, extending shelf life, and protecting the brewer's hard work from spoilage. Today, we'll look at where pasteurization came from, how it works, the different methods breweries use, and what equipment is available for craft breweries. Now, when I think of craft breweries that are using pasteurization, the first one that comes to my mind is Sierra Nevada, right, Chris?
Of course. We wouldn't think of any other brewery that
Well, I
produces
mean,
a ton of beer.
they produce a ton of beer delivered to, I think, almost every state in the country.
Yeah.
And one thing you'll get is you're going to get a great beer. And the only way I think that they're able, I think we talked about. Actually, I don't remember if I was talking. We were talking on a show with someone, or were we talking? I was talking in a brewery somewhere. But the only way that Sierra Nevada hazy beers are able to, not lose, not lose anything and taste great even 3 months after they're brewed, because they're brewed, canned, stored in a warehouse, and then shipped around the country.
Yeah.
And by the time you get it, that beer is already 2-3 months old before it even gets on the shelves, but still tastes great. It's got to be because they're using pasteurization. I'm assuming, right? They've got to stabilize it so it can be good beer. But I guess we'll have to interview Sierra Nevada.
Yeah, you know
And
what?
find out.
I'll get them on the horn right away.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
So Chris, what is the history behind pasteurization?
Well, like many things in brewing, our story starts in the 1800s. And pasteurization is named after the famous French scientist Louis Pasteur, who was studying why wine and beer spoiled. In the 1860s, he discovered that microorganisms, not spontaneous chemical reactions, were responsible for fermentation and spoilage. His research completely changed brewing science. Before Pasteur, brewers often had no idea why one batch tasted fantastic, while another suddenly became sour or cloudy weeks later. His work led to better sanitation practices, understanding yeast as a living organism, controlled fermentation, and heat treatment to eliminate spoilage microbes. Ironically, Louis Pasteur's book Et tu sur la bière, Studies on Beer,
Wow.
became one of the foundations of modern brewing science.
Yeah, fascinating, huh? That's cool. Yeah. So by the late 1800s, breweries throughout Europe had begun using pasteurization to ship beer farther than ever before. As refrigeration expanded, pasteurization became even more valuable because breweries could distribute beer nationally rather than just locally. Large American breweries eventually standardized pasteurization, allowing beers to remain shelf stable for months. Craft breweries, however, largely rejected the practice during the craft beer revolution of the 1980s and 1990s, preferring fresher, unpasteurized beer. Today, though, the conversation has shifted as many craft breweries distribute nationally and internationally. So, Kris, why would you want a pasteurized beer?
Well, pasteurization is not meant to sterilize beer. Instead, it's intended to dramatically reduce the number of microorganisms that can continue to grow inside the package. Those include wild yeast, lactobacillus, pediococcus, acetobacter, Brettanomyces, if unintended, and even tiny amounts of these organisms can continue fermenting sugars after packaging. So that could also lead to overcarbonation. Sorry. I nailed all the bacteria, but
You did you
I
did great,
ruined
man.
carbonation.
You did
Overcarbonation,
great.
haze, sour flavors, phenolic off flavors, gushing cans, exploding bottles in severe cases. And pasteurization essentially freezes the beer in the condition the brewer intended.
Yeah, yeah. So it's I have to laugh at the. I normally will put in when I have a hard time with carbonation or carbonization, and I always want to put it as carbonization instead of carbonation. So a lot of times when I've written notes, we most likely said what I was, my the wrong word because I tend to write the way I my head works. So
Well, this is what I get for spending a decade with you.
you assumed that it was going to be what I normally write in there, and instead
Yep,
it
yep.
I so okay. There's another major benefit is protecting hop forward beers. Now, this sounds backwards because heat can actually reduce hop aroma if not managed carefully. But without pasteurization, spoilage organisms may continue metabolizing compounds inside the package, creating flavors far worse than the minimal changes caused by carefully controlled heat treatment. It's a balancing act. All right, Kris, how does this whole pasteurization work?
All right. The basic concept is surprisingly simple. Beer is heated to a specific temperature for a specific amount of time, and the combination of temperature and exposure time kills or disables microorganisms. Simple, right? Easy. The brewing industry measures effectiveness using something called pasteurization units, or PUs.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't have come up with a more clever name than that.
Pew, pew,
Yeah,
pew.
little pew-pews. One PU or one pew equals holding beer at 60 degrees Celsius or 140 degrees for 1 minute. So different temperatures create different PUs faster or slower. For example, 100, 140 degrees or 60 degrees Celsius, uh, it takes
And
15 minutes to accomplish 15 pasteurization units. Just bump that up an extra 5 degrees Fahrenheit, and it almost cuts the time in half. So 145 Fahrenheit will create 15 PUs in about 8 minutes, and bump it up another 5 degrees, and that cuts it almost in half again. So at about 150 degrees Fahrenheit, it will create 15 pasteurization units in around 3 or 4 minutes. So most breweries target somewhere between 12 and 30 PUs, depending on the beer style and the risk.
yeah, amazing, huh? That's pretty cool. So we learned about a PU and we learned about the range of PUs that we want to try to aim for, depending on type of beer?
Well, I mean, I don't know if we should call them pews, just because that's just a fun thing to say. Call them PUs or we call them poos.
Poos?
I
Yeah,
mean, we are
poos.
trying to kill, microorganisms and bacterias and stuff. I don't know.
I like the old pew pew
Yeah,
pew, the
yeah, that's
little laser
exactly how
gun.
I heard
Pew
it.
pew pew.
That's 15 pews.
That's yeah. All right, so brewers have to be careful because too much heat can produce unwanted changes. So excessive pasteurization can cause darkening of color. It can cause oxidation, also reduced hop aroma, diminished fresh malt character, and also some slight caramelized notes. Again, things that you may not want in the character of your beer if you weren't planning on that. That's why modern systems use extremely high temperature control, or sorry, extremely tight temperature control. So right at 140 plus or minus zero point 0 something, right? That's tight. The goal isn't maximum heat. The goal is just enough heat to achieve biological microbiological.
Yes.
Wow, I nailed it. Stability while preserving the flavor. Okay, Kris. Now we talked about this pasteurization. What are the different types of beer pasteurization?
So we've got tunnel pasteurization, which is probably what most people picture. The beer is already packaged, cans or bottles ride through a long tunnel or a conveyor, and inside are multiple spray zones. The packages gradually warm up, reach the pasteurization temperatures, remain there for a brief period of time, and then they cool back down. So everything happens inside the sealed container. And some advantages of that are going to be, hey, it's very reliable. It works with cans and bottles. It protects against contamination after packaging, and it's excellent for packaged distribution. But the downside to it is it's expensive. It's a rather large footprint, and then there's a lot of water usage, and it's very energy intensive.
Bummer.
So we've got tunnel pasteurization, which, hey, it's really good, but it takes up a lot of space, uses a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other option, Denny?
Well, you could do it flash pasteurization, which happens before the packaging. The beer flows through a heat exchanger where it's rapidly heated. It stays hot for only seconds, then immediately cooled before entering the filler. The advantage of this, better flavor retention. It also has lower energy consumption, faster processing, and it's a smaller equipment footprint. The downside, the packaging line has to remain absolutely sanitary because once the beer
Ooh.
leaves the pasteurizer, contamination can still occur before packaging. And I think this flash pasteurization is what most, smaller breweries do because it's basically just wheel in this thing and it passes the beer through, heats it up, and then it goes right into, they might even go right into your packaging line. That's a good question to ask too. It's like,
Yeah.
how do you work it? Because I think this flash pasteurization is what a lot of the smaller ones would use, but I don't know. Okay, Kris, what's the last way of
The
doing this?
last one we have is batch pasteurization. So small breweries sometimes use batch systems. So the beer is going to sit in a heated vessel until the desired PU is reached. It's inexpensive compared to industrial systems, but isn't practical for larger production. It also provides less precise temperature control than continuous systems.
Yeah, because imagine having to heat the whole container up to that temperature, right? That's a getting it even all the way through.
Oh, that's got to be tough.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that one is ideal. If you have a now, it will work for nano breweries, right? That have a 1 barrel, 2 barrel, 3 barrel system. A lot easier to heat up smaller amounts of product than it is to heat up the bigger, 30 barrel fermenters or bright tanks or whatever they're
Yeah,
doing.
I figure that's got to be energy intensive though too, because you're
Well, if they're
applying a ton of heat and then you got to cool it back down.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, heat exchangers. You'll have to have, and they may be using heat exchangers, right, where you can heat the cooling jacket up to whatever you need. And you have some kind of sensors inside the beer itself to understand the temperature range, and then make sure it goes for the length of time you need. Then you reverse it so that it's sending in cooling water, and then you cool it back down. That might be, I don't know, might be something. Again, we need to talk to people who actually
I
do this.
know. I know. I do have a question for you though.
Yeah.
Are you ready to crack open our other beer? Or do you want
Um,
to chat a little bit more about pasteurization?
you know what? Let's where do we I just lost where we were at. We got slightly.
So we talked about the types of pasteurization, and then we're going to talk about how it fits into brewing.
Yeah, you know what? This is a perfect time to take a little break and drink some more beer because yeah, we're out of beer. So yeah, let's go ahead. We're gonna break into our second beer tasting, and we're gonna drink the last beer of our Pontoon Smiggles beers. And this one is the Not Afraid of the Smiggles
Not afraid of
Super
the Smiggles.
Sour, coming in at 10%
Yeah.
ABV. This is a strawberry, pineapple, lemon, lime, grape, and sour candies with vanilla. So,
This was the
wow.
one that we shied away from on the last episode because, we were already 2 beers in and I was trying to be a semi-responsible
It's
adult.
it's a small
But it's a
can. You should.
tiny can. It's
All
so
right, well
little.
let's open this bad boy up. I'm scared of this beer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I am a little bit too.
Oh, wait a minute. It pours like seltzer. It must be pure alcohol. Oh, I didn't shake it. Oh, damn.
Oh
Did you
shit.
shake yours?
No,
Oh, but oh wait, now it's
I'm
coming
gonna
out.
give it a swirl now and then
Oh, I screwed
there
up.
we go. There we go.
I screwed up because I
Strawberry
didn't shake it.
milkshake. There we go. No,
Yeah,
you just there you go. Just
I'm
get
just shaking it.
you
I,
just give it the old hand job and it'll come out of there
I
just as you
I
need it.
told myself I wasn't going to forget to flip
The,
it upside down,
the
and I
head on this
did.
thing though is like milk. Not the
Yeah.
color, just the bubbles and consistency. Tyler, what do you got going on in this thing, man?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's so my mistake. If you don't shake it up, it looks like pure alcohol.
Yeah, and we've got some floaties in there because I know they've got all kinds of fun things in this.
Ooh, wow, it smells.
Oh,
Wow, it has a great smell. Wow, it smells sour. it smells it smells like tart, like green apple Ranchers and fruit punch.
yeah, the fruit punch.
Uh wow, there's a lot of stuff going on here. And the vanilla, I can smell the vanilla. There is so much going on in this here. I
I
think my nose the first hit was like it got shocked, and then I was smelling the tartness, and then I started smelling the fruitiness, and now I'm smelling the vanilla. There's a lot going on in this beer. So yeah, that's a milkshake. So this is the most this is the thickest one we've had, right? From
it's
Smiggles.
gotta be.
Yeah, it this one's thick. This is what you would expect to see in a milkshake sour. Um, it's got an off pink color. What color would you say that is? Like
I would call that
it's
a milky
it's
peach
milky milky peach. Yeah, milky peach. Yeah, good.
or
Milky peach.
a light peachy orange-ish.
Oh wow, there is
Okay,
so
so
much
real
going on
quick, I
here.
just
Yeah.
texted Tina and sent her a picture of it and said, "Hey, do you want some?" Because like she's like, "I want to, but I don't." Fine, because I was gonna get like her facial reaction when she tastes it. Um, I want to, but I'm too sick to drink.
Wow.
You weren't too sick to drink a couple of weeks ago.
Wow, it's not bad at all. It's actually really good. It's
Oh my
not
God.
It's not. It's not. I thought I was going to be like shocked with tart and sour. The vanilla calms this down like really good.
Quickly too.
Wow, this is this is. I was scared to drink this, and now I'm like, why was I scared? This is like awesome. Wow, another great man. I'm a big fan of these Smiggles beers. These are really good um, sours, and they're not too sweet. That's the thing
Yeah.
I dislike about smoothie sours that I've had from other places because it's just a big giant sugar bomb with a little bit of tartness in there. Um, and Pontoon does a really good job of balancing the tartness with the sweetness so that you don't get too much of either one. Even the super sour is drinkable and has a great mouthfeel. That vanilla really calms everything down in here. It's really nice.
But you get like that candy. Oh, you're doing it?
Mm, wow. What a great beer. I'm although I will say that
No, hang on a second, Denny. So just a
yeah.
heads up, Tina just came in and tried it and she went, "Oh, that's so good. That's 10%." I will. This is our last beer. She said, "Be careful." Yeah.
All
Okay, I
right.
love you.
Well,
Bye-bye. Yeah, she's leaving and going, "That's really good." Um,
but there are floaties in here.
yeah.
What
That's
do you
okay.
think those floaties are?
I
Uh,
citric acid. I don't know.
I mean, it's
Sour
there's
candies.
white floaties in there. You think it's those all dissolve? I would think.
I don't know. I'm gonna try one when I get to it. Usually
Hmm.
when I have floaties in my beer, I'm not so like amped to try it. But I don't know. That could be I don't know. I'm gonna try it and find out once we get down there.
So I brought a chaser beer for this to coat my stomach after I have it, which is the Kirkland's Helles Lager from the Shoots.
Sad note about that, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, I know that they're no longer going to be selling at Costco. So I've got four half racks down
Oh boy.
in my laundry room. I bought ahead because
Atta
I
boy.
I do enjoy the beer and I just want to make sure I can get it for a buck a beer.
Yeah, no
I mean, you
kidding.
can't go wrong. It's a great beer.
That I feel like that's been such a it's such a novelty. Excuse me, but such a great novelty to get those beers to the point where I think Dan sent me one. Yeah, Dan sent me one.
Have you only
Uh,
had one?
I don't know, one or two. I don't know,
Well, then I need to fill a
but
box up with
no,
some
but there's a Costco literally right next door to Eric's house,
Oh,
which is 10 minutes that way. Um, and I just don't have a membership. So if I was going to go buy it, I'd have to go grab a Costco gift card and then go inside, and then that's how
oh,
I'd have to pay for it. But
okay,
um, so fun fact, if you don't know, if you don't have a membership to Costco, if you have a Costco gift card, you can shop there.
okay. Oh, wow. Um, I like this a lot.
Slow
I
down, buddy.
like
Remember, it's
it's
10%.
10%, but I've only got this much left. I This beer is so good, and
Yeah.
it's I can feel a little bit of burn starting up. So even though it's masking when it's going down, I think when it's down here, it's reacting. So
Okay.
gotta keep that in mind. I'm gonna probably have to take some Tums after we get done recording so I can sleep tonight.
You know what? I took Tums before we started recording.
Coat that tummy.
That's right.
Oh, nice. All right. Anything else about this, Chris, that you want to talk about?
Every time we try another beer from Pontoon, especially these Smiggles, um, this Smiggles lineup. By the way, I also have the one that
Oh, that's right.
exploded in your box.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, that
You
I
can do
still have
that
to
the
drink.
next episode. Yeah, you can drink. You can do a solo tasting with that one.
Well, I might just do so, like I told you, Craig had asked that we do a review on their new terpene beer. Maybe you and I just do a on our own review.
Okay.
Maybe not
Yeah.
necessarily on the show.
Yeah. We
Um,
just do it on the side.
yeah. Um, but every time we get another one of these Smiggles that we try on the show, I feel like we just get more and more impressed each time. I don't know how they do it. Tyler, I don't know if you sold your soul to the whatever, but great
It's
job.
taken. He said it's taken a lot of practice, right? They've been doing this for a while, and they're starting to hone in. So I imagine maybe the early ones were not as good as these later ones. That they've dialed in.
Well, then we got to taste the hard work
Yes, the
afterwards.
hard. I, I mean, I'm not a fan of smoothie sours. I'm a fan of Smiggles beers, though.
Yeah.
These beers, they're just the right amount of balance for me that I really enjoy them. So,
If that's not a quote right there, I'm not a fan of smoothie sours. I'm a fan of Smiggles.
hmm
Yeah.
hmm
All right.
okay. Well,
Well,
now we can get back to our regularly scheduled program.
I feel like I'm pasteurizing my insides right now with this delicious beer.
Well, speaking of pasteurizing your insides, where does pasteurization fit into brewing? Well, pasteurization is one of the final steps in production. The typical brewery sequence looks like one of two options here. You could brew it, ferment it, condition it, filter it, carbonate it, package it, and then pasteurize it. Or you could brew it, ferment it, condition it, carbonate it, flash pasteurize it, and then package it. So we already kind of
I
mentioned
like,
that, but those are the two processes you have. And notice that fermentation is completely finished first. You never pasteurize active fermenting beer. So
yeah,
wait
because
to
it
the,
kills everything.
yeah, it kills off. You're going to have a bunch of sweet beer if you you don't let it, eat the sugars and turn it into alcohol. Or you have a lot of weak beer too.
Yeah. I
Would not be
personally, if I had to choose, I would definitely take the tunnel option because
the
that
tunnel
definitely,
one, huh?
yeah, well, it definitely sounds like the most effective. It's already packaged.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no risk of it getting reinfected or something makes its
yeah,
way in there.
yeah,
But it's just
yeah. That's where the big breweries they use a tunnel. I'm pretty sure. Like it's all part of the packaging line, right? They put it in the cans. The line goes through the pasteurizer and then goes out to be boxed up, and they have the room, right? Because they've got these huge warehouse size brewery, you know, like multi-level brewing. Uh, uh, I think the Smiggles beer is hitting me. I'm losing my train of
yeah,
thought. But
see?
brewing areas.
I'm blaming it on the illness of just my brain's not functioning properly. But
Uh, all right. So, Chris, what beers are most likely to be pasteurized?
let me scroll down here and I can read that. Most commonly pasteurized are going to be things like nationally distributed lagers, export beers, fruited beers, like this one, sweet pastry stouts, dessert beers, hard teas, hard seltzers, and ready to drink cocktails. Did is that gone? Oh,
Woo!
you wanted to have your backup beer, didn't you? That's exactly.
Wow.
He was like, you know what? I want to
Drink
have
the
three
foam.
beers."
Drink the foam. That's where all the that's
Or
where all
is
the sour is in that foam. Oh my gosh! I just had a mouthful of foam,
you're not
and
supposed to
it
fear
just
the
lit
foam
me up.
though.
What's that?
You're not supposed to fear the foam though.
Well, fear this foam. This foam is
Okay.
full of
This foam's scary.
excitement.
It's full of
Wow. Woo.
excitement. All right, so less commonly pasteurized beers are going to be your local taproom IPA, your cask ales, your bottle conditioned beers, your mixed fermentation beers that are intended to evolve. And you know what? Some brewers intentionally avoid pasteurization because they want live yeast to continue developing the beer.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. They said local taproom IPA. I guess because they're assuming that's going to be drunk really quick, so it's not going to be hanging around. But 100%, you don't want your cask ale being pasteurized, and I mean, because then you're going to have flat beer, right? Because the only thing keeping that cask ale is the pump and the yeast continuing to react on there. And bottle conditioned beers, it's bottle conditioned for a reason.
On
You want it to
purpose.
keep,
Yeah.
yeah, keep reacting. And
Yeah,
then, of course, mixed fermentation, same thing. You're putting those bugs in the beer to create, the flavor profile you want in that beer. So you don't want to kill it off, but you might want to kill it off once it reaches, let's say you bottle conditioned beers or you mix fermented, beers, and you're storing them and you're waiting for the reaction to occur and you're popping open a bottle every week or month or whatever, and then you find the point where, wow, this is what I wanted. Then you want to pasteurize everything because then you want to keep that flavor that character you wanted. So there is a time when you might want to use it on these as well.
Oh my gosh, I completely read the next section way wrong.
Sterilization?
No, I
Oh,
read. So the next section we have titled as pasteurization versus sterile filtration. I read it as pasteurization versus sterile fertilization. I'm going to drink some more of this beer. But
all
Denny,
right.
let's
Yeah.
learn a little bit more about pasteurization versus sterile filtration.
Okay, yes, pasteurization isn't the only way to stabilize beer. Many breweries instead use sterile membrane filtration. Rather than killing microorganisms, filters physically remove them. Yeah,
Hmm.
that works. The advantages: no heat exposure, excellent hop aroma retention, and it's very consistent. But there are some disadvantages. Like these filters are expensive and they have to be replaced quite often. And you get beer loss during the filtration process.
Oh,
And of course, careful maintenance is required to make sure that everything's kept clean and flowing well.
yeah.
So many larger breweries actually combine sterile filtration and flash pasteurization for maximum stability. Wow.
That's multiple steps.
That's a lot of steps and a lot of money. So I would only imagine big beer can afford that kind of behavior there for sure. Okay, we've talked about what pasteurization is, but what equipment is available to our craft breweries, Chris?
Well, let's talk about the equipment itself because there's a surprisingly wide range available depending on a brewery's size and their production goals. So we'll start at the entry level, the small brewery systems. That's right. Get all that foam. You know this it's funny that you're telling me, "Hey, all the excitement is in the foam." Like I feel like you should pour it out on your desk, dry it out,
Wow.
cut it into a line and just take a bump
Oh,
with a rolled up 20.
it is
Um,
so sour. The foam is so sour. I
that
cannot look. I'm sweating from
It's got to be
sour.
so the side of the label said that there are sour candies in it. It's
Oh,
got to be like extra citric acid from those sour
it's
candies.
it's for real. It's for real. Yeah, don't
Okay.
drink the foam. Don't drink the foam.
D- But you said drink, that's where all the excitement is. Come on, man. Don't you want to be all like all the cool kids? Drink the foam, bud.
Look,
Drink the
I'm
foam.
sweating.
That's because
I'm
it's
literally turning
102 in
red. It's
Boise.
it's so hot
All
in here
right.
now.
So typically these entry-level systems are going to be designed for the breweries producing a few thousand barrels annually. And your features are going to include manual or semi-automatic operation, small footprints, portable skid-mounted designs, and batch or compact flash pasteurization. You're typically going to cost in the range of like 20 to $60,000. So still not just a easy investment, but a small investment. It's going to be best suited for your nano breweries, your small regional breweries, or your specialty beverage producers. And then next on the list, you got the mid ground, right? So your mid-sized flash pasteurizers, and these are
Mhm.
common among breweries expanding into regional distribution. So some of the features you'll find here, you got some fully automated PLC controls. What the hell's PLC?
Program logic controller.
That's why I ask you. Um, Plate heat exchangers, integrated PU monitoring, CIP compatibility. What about CIP, Denny? What's that?
Well, I mean, continuous improvement projects is what we call them at my work, but I don't know what they're
Okay.
called here.
All right. Well, we love it when it's compatible, regardless of whatever it is. And then continuous production. Okay, so lots of upgraded features on the mid-size flash pasteurizers, but you're gonna start going up in cost. You'd be about 80 to a quarter of a
Yeah.
million dollars
Wow.
on the costs of these systems. But your capacity is going to be about 15 to 100 barrels per hour. That's
Per
a
hour.
that's a
Wow,
lot
that's a
of
lot.
that's a lot
That's
of
bad. Yeah,
beer,
that's a lot of beer. So
depending on the model.
Lagunitas and so maybe that's what Lagunitas and Sierra Nevada uses. I don't know.
I'm excited about the foam now in the bottom of my beer glass. All right. Large tunnel pasteurizers. And of course, I was excited. I was like, "Oh, the tunnel pasteurizer, that's where I would go." All right. Matt Griffo said clean in place is what CIP stands for.
Oh, Matt Griffel
Thanks,
again
buddy.
comes
Yeah,
in with the answer for us. Way
nice.
to go, Matt. I'm glad you're listening.
Speaking of which, Matt Griffo, got kind of sad news from Matt Griffo the other day. He's moving
What?
to North Carolina.
Oh, he wants to go get some
No,
different beer?
he correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but you basically got a promotion with Publix, so congratulations on that. But it doesn't keep him here in Tampa for us to
Hmm.
torment him locally anymore. So, um, end of August, he and his family are jumping up a few states to North Carolina, which is home for him anyway. So,
Oh, good. Well, he's going
yeah,
back home then. That's good
yeah.
for him. Good, Matt.
But
Glad
we,
you're.
but Matt, we've been creeping on your house that you guys have listed for sale. It was like, I was like, man, that'd be perfect, especially because you got that green space behind the house. I was like, that'd be perfect for us and the dogs. Anywho, um, where did I get lost here? Why did my stuff oh, clean in place? Large tunnel pasteurizers. These are substantial pieces of equipment used by large production breweries, and the features you're going to find on these are conveyor systems, multiple heating and cooling zones, ooh, automated monitoring, water recirculation, heat recovery systems, because they are very energy intensive, and high throughput operation. Your typical cost, just shy of 300,000 to well over $1 million.
So this is what you chose, right,
Yeah,
Chris?
this of course this is exactly me when when I choose things and I see it and don't see the cost. I go, "Well, yeah, that sounds like the best option. That's the one I want." And then
Yeah.
somebody goes, "Yeah, it'll be $1 million." And I go, "Yeah, that's why I liked it because it's really expensive, but it works." Matt said, "Fairly accurate. It's a lateral move. The promotion is getting out of Florida." Oh, I get it, buddy. I get it. You get seasons, and the promotion is not getting out of Florida. The promotion is getting seasons.
Oh,
I
it's
get that.
funny.
I get that. But yeah, we're gonna. I told him we need to have a beer before he heads out, or two,
Yeah, of
before he heads
course.
out.
Of course.
But the systems are gonna be 300 grand to well over $1 million with very large custom installations, reaching several $1 million. So not only do you have to buy the system that could be $1 million, but then you gotta install the system, which
Yeah.
is custom, which will put you over several $1 million.
That's pocket
Um,
change.
well, for some, well, for you maybe. These systems are designed to integrate directly with high-speed canning and bottling lines.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. What about the operating costs of pasteurization and the equipment, Denny?
There you go. Yeah. So once you buy the equipment, guess what? It's not like free to operate. Buying equipment is only part of the equation. Operating costs include, there's a bunch of different items here. So we'll talk about energy. Heating thousands of gallons of beer requires significant steam or hot water generation. Many breweries offset costs by using regenerative regenerative heat exchangers. I kind of mentioned that, right? I kind of mentioned heat
You did
exchanger.
actually.
Water. Tunnel pasteurizers continuously spray water over containers. Modern systems recycle much of the water, but consumption remains significant because keep in mind, this water is heated, and guess what heated water vapor does? It
It floats away.
evaporates
It turns into
into the
rain later.
atmosphere. Yeah,
Yeah.
it turns into rain, which is not pasteurizing your beer
No,
again. So you got to replenish
no.
that, right?
Then you got to source it back from the storm drain
That's right.
and get it
That's
back into your
right.
building. So you're paying for it twice. Way to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Scam.
Then of course, there's the maintenance aspect. Routine maintenance includes pump servicing, heat exchanger cleaning, sensor calibration. That's very important. Conveyor maintenance, spray nozzle replacement, and valve inspections. Preventive maintenance is essential to ensure consistent pasteurization performance and avoid costly downtime.
Well, I mean, as you get older, you need to have your valves inspected anyway.
Yes, of course. You got to
So,
make sure you got clean
but
valves.
I could not imagine the heat exchanger cleaning part.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
because I would hope that they're are they reverse osmo using reverse osmosis in the heat exchanger? Reverse
I
osmosis water? No, I'm sure they're just going to use tap water.
well, or ethanol glycol or glycol,
Or
whatever.
yeah, good point.
Yeah. So talking about cleaning, Chris, pasteurizers require regular clean in
Oh, look at
place
that.
CIP
We had the answer the
cycle.
whole time.
I just didn't know it. I just breweries use caustic cleaners, which we've heard about caustic cleaners not getting cleaned out of lines and causing people some burning throats. That's not good. Acid rinses. Wow, acid sounds very
Fun.
fun
Oh,
to work with.
yeah.
And sanitizers. These cleaning cycles help maintain the heat transfer efficiency and prevent bio buildup.
You can do it.
Microbial.
Yes.
It just took me a minute to see what the word really was. Microbial
Your
buildup.
emphasis was on the incorrect syllable. That's all.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Chris, is pasteurization right for all the breweries?
Well, not necessarily, but many neighborhood breweries sell nearly all of their beer within days or weeks of
Hmm.
packaging. So for them, excellent sanitation practices and cold
Yeah.
chain distribution may provide all the protection they need. So adding pasteurization might introduce unnecessary cost and complexity. On the other hand, breweries shipping beer across the country or around the world have much more to gain. So if a beer spends weeks in a warehouse, trucks, excuse me, and retail
Burps.
coolers, sorry, the fear of the Smiggles foam is coming out. Um, if it spends weeks in warehouses, trucks, and retail coolers, then add microbiological stability can reduce spoilage, minimize product returns, and help ensure customers experience the beer as the brewer intended.
All right. Well, let's close out this topic by saying as craft breweries continue expanding their reach, pasteurization is becoming less of a macro brewery practice and more of a strategic quality control tool. Whether a brewery chooses tunnel pasteurization, flash pasteurization, or relies on exceptional sanitation and cold storage, the goal is the same: delivering consistent, high quality beer from brewhouse to the customer's glass. Wow, I feel so much smarter after this topic about pasteurization. We learned a lot of different
Well, you did
aspects.
say at the beginning you're gonna learn more than you thought you ever would want to know
Yeah,
about pasteurization, and you were not lying.
yeah, yeah. And I think it's awesome that Matt Griffo is once again, he's helping us through our topics here by giving us answers that we didn't know. So good for him.
Whew. Oh,
You
there's the
drinking the
sour.
foam? Yeah, the
Ugh.
foam is good. It's got a kick
Whoa.
to it, doesn't it?
For
The
those of
foam
you
it hit all the sour.
watching the live video, I just had a miniature seizure. Whoa. That was
I,
whew.
I I couldn't get enough of it. I had to go for a second dose to get
I
all the because I pretty much emptied. Look, I emptied all the foam out of my glass
I
pretty
mean
much.
it's gone, but it's strange though. Like you just mentioned I went back for another dose. Like
Yeah,
usually if it's super sour stuff, oh I had it, it's delicious. I wanted more of it. It was like crack cocaine.
yeah. Well, we're having a good time, so
That's why
why
I told
not?
you. You just cut it up on your
Yeah.
mouse pad and give it a little bump. You'd be good.
All right. Well, that's our brew buzz for this episode. Talking about, if you didn't notice, we were supposed to have Wes Noble from Noble Twist Tap House on today. But you know what? Things get busy. We are completely we understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brewers, they work their asses off, and uh, the show, they kind of got carried away with the busy season. Summer is busy for them, and he really wanted to send us beer so that we could, drink the beer, try the beers with him during the interview. And because he wasn't, he kind of lost track. He wasn't able to send us beer, and he asked us, "Hey, is it okay if we postpone the show until I can get you guys out some beer?" And of course, that's Chris and I would rather we love drinking beer with the brewers and the
Yeah.
proprietors of the brewery. And so we're more than willing to postpone the show until they can send us beer and we can chat about it on the show. So he'll join us at a later date. We don't have a set date yet, but we do have the next episode and the episode after that, I think, available. I think we have two next. Oh
Yeah,
no, the
so the 3rd and the 31st were the ones that we had available. Um,
oh yeah, third of August and the 31st of August. Yeah,
yep.
yeah. Because on the 17th of August, we've got Nick Torgalski from Resurgence Brewing out of Buffalo, New York, going to
Yep.
be joining us. Let me just tell you,
I know.
you know,
I know.
he sent a big box of beer, and because I don't want it to go bad, I've been drinking some of the beer.
Well, Denny, you're doing the Lord's work. Like you can't just let beer go to waste because,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
haven't had the chance to talk to him yet. To me, I feel like that when it in this situation, us just talking about it, I mean, that's some sort of benefit that
yeah.
not only for us but for them as well. But like you keep trying these beers and I'm going to be even more excited when they finally do show up on my end. So,
Yeah, so far I've been trying to drink the ones that are IPAs and stuff
yeah,
that
yeah.
I don't want to go too long. And so far, man, super good beer. Really enjoying the stuff that Resurgence is brewing right now. So I'm looking forward to trying a few more, and then of course having Nick on in a couple weeks.
Y-
To
Um,
talk.
you know what I just realized though?
What?
Resurgence has a location in Fort Myers, Florida.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that they're right down close to you. So
I thought I
just
remembered that, and I was like, ah, no, that wasn't them. Um,
yeah, you could
well,
actually go and just do a road trip and try out some beers
because
if
Fort
you want.
Myers isn't really like all that far away.
What is it, like two
But
hours? How far is it from you
um,
south?
well, right now we've got some life stuff coming up that we need to address, but as of right now, and because I'm using my dated Apple computer, it's taking for ever for everything to load up right now. But Fort Myers is typically a 2-hour ride for us.
Yeah, 2 hours. Okay. And is it on the way there? Is it you stop by Marker 48 too, or is it
No,
different?
Marker
Oh,
48 is north of us. Fort Myers
north.
would be south of
Oh,
us. Yeah.
oh,
But
okay.
there's a lot of good stuff on the way down to Fort Myers. A couple things that would stand out. Corporate ladder, which we haven't talked
Oh,
about in a long time. But also, we usually head down towards Fort Myers when we go shark teeth hunting too. So,
oh, okay. Yeah,
um,
yeah,
so it's not weird or let's see, Valrico, Florida. It's not some weird out of the way location that is unusual for us. So, um, and Fort Myers is essentially, I don't know, it's probably eh, 45 minutes south of where we go shark tooth hunting. So right
okay.
now,
Yeah.
right now, and there is an accident on I-75, but right now it's 2.5 hours.
Okay. That's with accident, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, and we have a newer interview scheduled. William
Yeah.
Scotty Scott from Beercraft out of McAllister, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He's going to join us on September 28th, and I'm really looking forward to trying his beer. He's going to send us some beer as well. I went through and just went through his website and saw the awards. Holy smokes, this guy has won a ton of awards for his beers, and his beers are Scottish ale,
Well, they're
which
they're more I don't know what you would call them. They're not your typical IPAs
yeah,
and stouts.
yeah,
They're Scott like you said, Scottish ales or
Scottish, Irish reds. I think. I mean, he had a bunch
um
of bitters. I think he had a bitter that or a mild or something, an English mild
yeah. But what I
that won some
really
awards.
loved is that the whole reason that we reached out to him was that they had won a medal at the World Beer
Beer,
Cup.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's won a yeah.
And then from the time I reached out to them about their World Beer Cup winning, until now, they've taken another award for, I don't remember what the competition was, but they took another award.
Yeah, it was the American Open or something like that.
Yeah, it was something, the beer
Some
open or something like
beer
that.
open. Yeah, yeah.
So I, it's,
Go to his website and go to the awards page. This is to our listeners, and just
yeah,
look at all the awards they've won. And it's Great American Beer Fest. It's World Beer Cup. It's the the Beer Open, whatever the
yeah.
World or the Beer Open. A lot of awards, and that's not even counting all the home brew awards that he won over, decades. So I'm really looking forward to chatting with Scotty and trying his beers because I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and that's Beercraft out of McAllister, Oklahoma, and it's Bierkraft. So Beercraft.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm with you. I'm excited about all three of these because not only are these award-winning breweries, because these
Hmm.
all three of these, Denny, were all
Yeah.
just because of the World Beer Cup
Yeah. Yeah.
from people I've reached out to.
Yeah.
But
World class beer right
yeah,
here. We're going to interview world class brewers.
which, by the way, check out that episode from, I don't know, a half a decade ago. What makes world-class beer? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's not only are we getting to interview these folks that are creating that world-class beer, but they're creating a world-class experience too.
Mm.
Because,
Yeah.
like think about it, where like Wes Noble Twist Tap House, he could have just said, "Oh, I didn't send him anything, so we'll just do the interview anyway."
Hmm.
No, he wanted to get us some beers, and man, we are extremely grateful when people will send us beers.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
but like he thought enough to go, "Hey, look, I apologize. Life happened. Can we postpone because I do want to send you out some beers?" Wow, thank you. Okay, I love that. The same thing happened with Nick Torgalski. We were having all those shipping
Oh yeah.
kerfuffles.
Oh my gosh.
And he was like, "No, I want to make it right. I want to do this. Get some beers out to you guys, and then hopefully we don't have any hiccups with Beercraft. Knock on wood or knock on the microphone or whatever."
Yeah.
But these guys are taking time out of their day to talk with us. And by the way, they're taking time out of their day probably after they just spent
Yeah.
10 hours working.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they're going to talk to us about all the bullshit that they just went through all day and talk to us about what they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're extremely grateful when we can have uh, these people come in and chat with us, or people that send us beer, or well, I mean, hell, we enjoyed
Yeah.
beers tonight because of
Mm.
that. So
Good beer. Good beer. Okay, well, we did get some feedback from last episode. Our buddy Eric Scotty Ward, he sent us an email. He says, just caught last night's podcast. Now, keep in mind, Eric likes to watch the Facebook Live
yeah.
recording, so he sees everything uh, unedited. Uh, he said, just caught last night's podcast. Great to see Denny getting about as trash as I've seen him. Just think if the 10% beer was in the mix. On a plus, Denny only took one potty break. Yes, only one
Yeah.
potty break. And then the wheat cat piss reference was golden.
Yeah.
Good times, great conversation, and great learning also. Well, thank you, Eric, for writing in. And we are glad that you enjoyed the show. And yeah, if we would have drank this 10% beer on top of the
Oh yeah.
12% beer,
And this is the
yeah,
10% beer he was talking about.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I would definitely probably be even more trash than I was already.
yeah, and this is a 12-ounce can, the slim can.
That's true.
I
12
could,
ounces. Yeah.
and we had some rather bigger beers on top of that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But
I could not. Yeah, because we had that Death by Chocolate cake from
the
Martin
Death by
House.
Chocolate Cake from Martin House,
Good Lord.
that was a 12% beer.
Wait, just think about this though, Denny. You remember how you felt after the end of that one? Imagine pouring this on top of that.
Yeah.
Not from the inebriated standpoint, but
No.
from the gut standpoint.
Well, I probably wouldn't have made it through the end of the show. I probably would have passed out.
As you
I'm not
hiccup.
as young as I used to be where I could handle those big beers.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. I'm to the point where I just don't want to anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. But we also have a voicemail line. No voicemails this episode, but you can leave us a voicemail at 208 536 3359. Too many numbers because you've been drinking like Chris and I. How about 208-53 oddly? Just program it into your phone. Tell your phone assistant to just call Tap to Craft Podcast and leave us a message. And if you don't want to leave us a message on voicemail, you can send us your comments through our Gmail account, just like Eric Scotty Ward did at taptocraft@gmail.com, or leave us a message on Facebook at facebook.com/taptocraft. Don't forget to visit our website at taptocraft.com. Chris, let's continue the conversation because now it is time to untap the craft and see what our listeners are drinking according to Untapped.
All right. So remember, if you guys want us to read your check-ins, make sure you follow me on Untapped. And then my username is K9Hops. So the letter K, the number 9, HOPS. And we'll read your check-ins approximately 24 hours to our show's recording. 24 hours prior to. There we go. I used all the words. We're going to start with Mr. Alex Fuchs checking into first beer, the Method Drop by Melvin Brewing. That's a
Method
brewery
drop.
we haven't heard from in a long time,
Yeah.
Melvin Brewing. Something tells me they're still putting out just great beer. Method Drop from Melvin Brewing, 4.5 cap rating, no notes to go along with that one. But then he also checked into a brewery out of Leavenworth, Washington.
Oh, you were there.
I was, and that's how I know where this brewery is. Icicle Brewing Company,
Oh, yeah,
checking
icicle.
into
Yeah.
his Dragon Tail IPA, gave it a 4 cap rating. Funny enough, Icicle recently just sold because
Oh.
the owners were retiring.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, I
Okay.
was I was excited to see that. But Icicle also brought home a medal at the World Beer Cup as well.
No way.
Yeah,
For what? Do you know what beer?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh
So,
my gosh, I didn't
Denny,
know that.
if you remember the conversation that we had about the World Beer Cup, um, if you go into our sent folder in in our Gmail account,
Oh, you. Oh, okay. That
buddy,
has all the stuff you
I
sent.
have I have it's borderline spam, really. Um, but yeah.
Oh.
So, but it was not. It was cool to see them not only winning the award, but now seeing Alex's check-in from Icicle Brewing. Not and by the way, if you ever get the chance to go visit that brewery, that Leavenworth is such a cool town. It looks like you're in the middle of the mountains in Bavaria.
Hmm.
It's so
Yeah.
cool because that's exactly what it was modeled after when all the people moved that to that area. Moving on up the list is going to be Ryan Whedon drinking a Green Ghost by Springfield Brewing Company, checking in at the Seven Arrows Tap Room in Branson. I'm curious if that where is that Branson? It's Missouri, because we also have a Branson here in Florida, but not the same one. But 3.5 caps for that Green Ghost by Springfield Brewing. Moving on up our list again is going to be Mr. Kevin Page and checking into a pre preternal. Oh, geez, Kevin, why do you got to give me these weird ones? Preternatural Ambience by Burial Beer Company. 4.25 cap rating for that one. No notes to go along with it. And then continuing his check-in streak for, I don't know, a million, 2 million, 3 million shows in a row. Chad Lamassa checking into a Haze Invaders by Burnish Beer Company. 4.5 cap rating, and his notes say this: Cindy is at the beach with her niece today and coming home tomorrow. I'm not drinking alone though because the dogs are here. That's exactly what makes it okay, buddy. This beer is nice, tropical and citrus, and as long as the dogs are there, you aren't drinking alone. 4.5 cap rating for this Haze Invaders by Burnish Beer Company. Leo is drinking an Encore by Brave Brewing at Brave Brewing. 4 cap rating, but no notes to go along with that one. And he's also checking into their Dusk Pale Ale, 3.75 caps for that one as well. Uh, Eric Scotty Ward checking into a Forever Ever by Other Half Brewing Company. 4 cap rating, and he said double dry hop, yet 4.7%. Hazy, yes. Citrus scent, yes. Smooth, yes. Mosaic, cashmere, and citra hop, yes. Not dry though. It's refreshing. Four cap rating for that one. And Denny, he shared with me a website where he's been buying a lot of his beers. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Oh no,
Yeah, it's like Tavor but better.
but better because you don't have to. There's not limits. You can just
Well,
everything's available.
and one of the things I texted him the other day, which, I told you, I was like, I actually just met up with him. And it was like 8:30 in the morning, and he handed me a couple of beers. It was nice. Um, but the website that he sent me uh, was just dozens and dozens of different breweries. The shipping costs weren't crazy off the wall.
Mm,
The prices per item or unit weren't crazy off the wall. Like it made Tavor suck. Let's just put it
mm.
that way. So I'm just going to be careful with that one. Bill Schlemmer checking into a 2026 quad by New Glarus Brewing Company. This is another brewery I'm going to have to check and see if it's on that website too, Eric. New Glarus. Um, 2026 quad, he said, very nice quad. Subtle prune notes with just a small amount of sweetness. Very smooth and well balanced. Not at all boozy. 4.5 cap rating for that check-in. Um, a beer that got purchased because of the name and the can art by Chad Lamassa, checking into a Stingray Mysterio by Crooked Crab Brewing Company. That's a cool name. I'd have to give him, I'd buy it too. He said, I bought it for the name and the can art. If you're a WWE fan, you get the reference. If not, you may still enjoy this delicious dark lager. 4.5 caps for the Stingray Mysterio. I hope, Chad, I hope they make a Stingray Mysterio Jr. beer. That'd be great. Moving on up the list, we've got Matt Knight drinking a Mexican lager with lime by Great Lakes Brewing Company. He said, I wish I was still drinking beers on the beach instead of at home, but this beer is a solid choice. 3 3/4 cap rating for that one. Matt was here in the Tampa Clearwater area checking out some beers. Not sure what you were getting into, buddy, but I hope you guys had a great trip. I saw you were doing a little exploration in the Tampa International Airport. So hope you guys had fun, but welcome home. And let me hit refresh real quick. And that's what everybody's drinking.
All right, nice, nice. Well, what? Let's find out what we've been drinking. Chris, you've got a lot of beers on the list.
As I mute myself to cough.
Oh,
Yeah,
I caused him a coughing fit. Sorry, Chris.
we'll be okay. Yeah, sadly, no beers for me. If you guys call me out on it because you've seen my untapped check-ins, I have a beer that I need to check into. Um, that just I drank it 3 4 weeks ago that I haven't checked into. So, but zero, hell, I want to say zero beers. These are the first beers I've had in
In
probably
two
2 or 3
weeks?
weeks. Yeah.
Wow, wow. Well, get better soon so you can start drinking again.
Well, what about you, Denny? Tell me about your new and noteworthy beers.
Uh, you know, I didn't want the. I thought the show was going to go long, so I only put three.
That's
Three
not a
five.
bad thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but they're all five cap ratings.
Well, that's the kind of
So
check-ins I like to hear about.
yeah, yeah. So they're all five caps. I did have a lot of 4.5 caps as well, but I'm going to talk about three beers. And I think I mentioned that I was going to be able to join the anniversary of Jim Dandy Brewing, the 8-year anniversary in Pocatello on July 10th. And so I took the day off, and Sarah and I drove to Pocatello. We met with my daughter, and then we went to the brewery. The brewery opens at 3 p.m.
Mm.
And we wanted to get there when it opened because we wanted to get in there before it got too crowded. We show up like 10 minutes before the doors open, and the line is like 40 or more people
Yes,
deep.
that's awesome.
I'm like, it's 3 o'clock on a Friday. All these people are standing up front.
Don't you all have jobs?
Yeah, and it's like 95 degrees, and I'm like, I'm not standing in the heat waiting in line. I'm going to wait for the doors open, then we'll go. So we waited till the doors opened, and we walked up and walked right in. So it was nice to be there. What As we walk in, uh, Davis is taking some video of the crowd and everything, and all the people that showed up right at opening, and he comes walking by me, and he stops the video, and we start chatting, and he says, "Yeah, I've got," he told me, I got two brown ales on there for you. And I said, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I was shocked when I saw the list and saw there's two brown ales because,
Yeah.
I said, Davis must be brewing these for me. He says, yeah, he said the American brown ale. I thought about, calling it the Denny Lucinator brown, and we joked, we laughed about it and everything. But let me tell you, what he did name the beer is called Workhorse, the Workhorse American brown ale. 5 cap rating brown ale. The beer was so good. I really enjoyed this one. And here's what I said about it. I said, Davis joked he should have named the beer the Lucinator. This is a brown I adore. Toffee malt with a touch of roast, super smooth, not sweet, and urges you to take another sip. I can't imagine anyone not enjoying this beer. 5 cap rating. Really, I mean, one of the best brown ales that I've had. I mean, he brewed it for me. Seriously, he did.
Mm.
He knew what I liked, and he brewed the beer just for me, and I appreciate that. Um, the next beer, now keep in mind they had 2 brown ales. The other brown ale was an English brown with hazelnut. Now, I've never been a big
Wow.
fan of hazelnuts in beer, especially because I just don't like the nutty flavor it gives off. But the beer was still good. I still gave that one a 4.5 cap rating. It was still a great brown, but the Workhorse was just like, it just had everything I enjoy in a good brown ale. So that's why that one got a 5. And the 8-year beer that they had was an IPA. They always do like a New England hazy for their 8-year beer. And I gave that one a 4.5 cap rating as well. Keep in mind, all 3 of these new beers, I was the very first person to check into all 3. So I felt pretty proud of that.
That's saying a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But let me go to another Jim Dandy beer I gave a 5. Now, they released this beer a week before, a beer that's not canned because it is a fruited sour. And they don't can their fruited beers. And this beer is blackberry. It's a fruited sour with blackberry, pineapple, and pink guava.
Mm.
And I gave this beer a 5 cap rating because, again, I'm not a I don't drink a lot of sours, and a lot of reasons because early on people are just making them too sour, acidic, and it's just hard to drink. So I just don't drink as many because my stomach can't handle them. This beer was incredible. I had 2 pints of this beer as well. Um, I just, I can't get enough of this beer. It's really good. I said a fantastic sour ale. The blackberry, pineapple, and guava flavors blend so well together. Just enough tartness to cut the sweetness and finishes drier. Another perfect sour. Davis and Haley are beer alchemists. And by the way, it's a lot calmer today. This is the second day that we showed up. We showed up Friday for the event, and then Saturday, the next day, was a lot calmer. And I drank 4 beers the second night I was there. I, I gotta get my beers in. Gotta have a couple of
Yeah.
these
I mean,
sours and
well, I mean, especially if you drive 3 hours east to
yeah,
get to, I mean, I know the initial reason why you're going there, but you know, I mean, you've checked into almost every single beer that they ever have made.
I know, I know. When I look at the amount of beers that they have logged and the amount of beers I've had, it's almost 1-to-1. I just some of the sours, the only ones I've missed that I haven't been able to get canned. All right, so there's my Jim Dandy beers. Great. I really enjoyed the event. I'm glad I was able to finally get there for the 8-year beer event. And then here's a sticker. I got one for you, Kris.
Oh, fantastic.
Jim Dandy's 8 years. Uh, and I did get I think I might have mentioned they were having some powder coated tin pint glasses. They had 100 of them. And they were if you just wanted the glass by itself, it was $15. If you
Okay.
wanted the glass with a beer, it was $18, and that was it. That was
Damn,
you
that's
didn't get
cheap.
well. I thought. I mean, I'm like, I don't know if I was trying to debate. Well, I'm gonna get the one of them, right? I'll get one because I want to collect the 8-year glass, but then I get there, I order it, and then Haley, she says, "Well, hey, Dad, can I have one too?" And I can't deny my little girl her Jim Dandy cup, so I got two. two,
I was gonna
two,
say
two
you ended up with two,
$18
didn't you?
glasses. But hey, I'm supporting small business, a small business that I adore, two great people that run that business. The staff that's there is fantastic. So, hey, I tip well, I buy a lot of beer, and I buy merchandise as well. So it's worth it, right?
That
Support your small businesses.
that sounds really wise. I wonder where you heard that from.
All right, and the last beer, I already mentioned that I did receive a good amount of beers from Resurgence Brewing, and I've been drinking some of the IPAs and some other beers too because I've got quite a few of them. And my
How
beer
many do
fridge
you
is
have,
full.
Denny? I know how many you have.
Well, there was 14 beers,
Yeah. There was seven
but
individual
seven
beers.
seven different styles and two of each. So I had 14 beers. So that's one of our substantial deliveries from a
Yeah.
brewery.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate it. And the beers so far have been really, really good. So the one I want to talk about is a beer they did for the 250th anniversary of our country for Independence Day. It's called the Resurgence Sitmo 250 New England IPA. And I said I really like the can art. And the can art's pretty cool because it's got the red, white, and blue stripes and stars and the the tree line in blue.
Mm.
And of course, it's got the buffalo head for the Resurgence logo. Uh, I said, I really like this artwork for the 250th anniversary edition. I love how aromatic these IPAs are. So I had the regular Sitmo that I really enjoyed too. And then I think I gave that one like a 4.5 cap rating. And then this one, um, what I said is lots of different flavors that blend in to make it a delicious New England IPA. Such a great beer. Thanks, Nick, for sharing. 5 cap rating. It just, I mean, hit everything I enjoy in a good New England IPA. No, no hop burn. Super, you know, I mean, really good balance of the flavors. A little bit of bitterness at the end. Everything was like super balanced and really good. So yeah, so I gave that one a 5 cap rating as well. And those are the beers that I want to talk about. All right, Kris, we're right at the 2.5 hour mark. Let's close this show down. But before we shut down for the night, I want to give you a chance to raise a glass. So who would you like to raise a glass to tonight?
So I would like to raise a couple of glasses. Honestly,
Oh,
first off, thank you, Eric, for the beers. Denny, not only did he give me two of these Wander Back beers, which I'm so excited to drink the other one, but he also gave me two cans of the Berry House and Von Trapp
oh,
collab,
the collab. Yeah, nice.
which packages were not real. The packaged version was not released here.
Oh, only on
It was
draft, huh?
only on tap if you went to Berry House.
Okay.
So he got me a couple of cans of that, a couple of cans of this match day, and I just wanted to say thank you. It was great bumping into you 8:30 in the morning, and right before I went into work, he was picking up a box of beer from his local UPS store, and I was like, well, I guess best time for us to meet be first thing in the morning before I go into work, and it's worked out for us. So, Eric, thank you again, man. We do really appreciate this. I'm looking forward to trying that Berry House collab as well. And then I also wanted to say thank you to Craig Snyder for the not only the pontoon beers that we tried on the show tonight, but they sent us out another three beers.
Yeah.
Um, and one of them specifically is brand new that Craig has asked us to do a review on because they haven't even done a review on it.
Oh, we could be the
He's
first?
listen, if we play our cards right, you and I could be the first people to do a review on this beer.
Okay.
So my last appointment goes from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock tomorrow, and then maybe I don't know who knows. But thank you again, Craig, for sending these beers out to us, and just your continued support of the podcast with Denny and myself. We really do appreciate it. So cheers to you guys for the beers. And Denny, who would you like to raise a glass to this evening?
Yeah, yeah. I just want to repeat Eric Scotty Ward. Yeah, thank you for your generosity and for providing beers for Chris and I. We really appreciate that. Also for like Chris said, for Craig Snyder. Totally was not expecting to get another beer package so soon. That's basically three beer packages from Craig in a month, I think, right? It's like
It's
pretty
something like
quick.
that.
And three more beers for us to try. And yeah, I look forward to drinking with Chris and doing a little beer tasting segment for to promote Pontoon Brewing. I love their beers. I think Tyler is doing a fantastic job with these Smiggles beers and the lo-fi IPAs. Really, really good. And there's one more lo-fi in
Yeah.
pink or something like that, right? I think it was called. So looking forward to that. Our Patreon toast goes out to Mr. Tom Byrne here in the local area. Thank you, Tom, for being the very first Patreon supporter and still supporting us today. I really appreciate that. And of course, Nick from Resurgence Brewing for sending the generous package of beer. And he said he's going to send another package of beer. So I can't wait to chat with him and try the beers with the brewer to chat about that. And of course, being a former serviceman, I want to raise my glass. I want to thank all those who have served and who are currently serving in the U.S. military services protecting our freedoms. Thank you for your service, and I hope all who are deployed are able to return home safely to their families very soon. And you can find the beers mentioned on the show in the show notes located on the show post at taptocraft.com. And Chris, why don't you go ahead and give out our last call?
It is last call. And oh, look, Eric Gronley just hopped on and said, looking
Eric!
forward to the next set of interviews, guys. Yes, we are too. Thank you for hopping on with us, Eric. It is last call and time to bring the show to a close. Foam fresh, friends faithful, and fridges fully stocked. We want to thank you for downloading and listening to the show. We ask you to please tell a friend about our podcast and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. And as a reminder, we release a new show every 2 weeks. Now go out there and spread the good word of craft beer. Cheers.
Cheers.